Welcome back to another Jay's Collectible video, and we are back with a Marvel Legends video. It's been almost so many months, can't remember, may have been February. I have today the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Iron Man Mark LXXXV versus Thanos from Avengers Endgame 2-pack. A wonderful set. I love these two figures. I love this 2-pack. This came out during 2021 when they were doing the whole Infinity Saga things. They had like 10 different items, and this is one of the items I have. I actually have all 10, but this is one I chose to review today. I just been in an action figure reviewing mood lately. Of course, I've been doing Indiana Jones, and I thought we'd do this Marvel Legends 2-pack. Gotta say, this is probably my favorite 2-pack. I may have said that, but yeah, this is my favorite 2-pack and my favorite Marvel Legends item I have action figure wise. It's a really cool pack. You get Iron Man with his beat up looks, and also you get the nano gauntlet, the tiny little nano gauntlet for him when he snaps his fingers. And we get, of course, Thanos with all his accessories, an updated blade, different heads, maybe an updated body also, and of course the same nano gauntlet. So you get up to like 15, 16 accessories just in this 2-pack alone. So comes a lot. But without further ado, let's take a look at what the box looks like. Moving up close here, we get Iron Man, of course, on this side. And I will say, stuff has been moved around because it's been open. So I'm not quite sure if stuff's in the right spot, like the heads for these two figures. I could have the wrong heads on. But yeah, we get a look at the, I think it's the Legends logo up here on this side of the box. Or no, it's just maybe warning. It's a warning logo. We get a look on this side. Here's the Legends logo. Man, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Get that. Of course, it says Avengers Endgame on top. Pretty cool. And of course, we get the Infinity Saga logo. It's such a beautiful package. I don't know why. It just looks pretty to me. So yeah, of course, you get Thanos on this side. And we turn to box. Here's this side of the packaging. And here's this side of this packaging. Moving to the back, we get a look at that beautiful poster here of Avengers Endgame. And I will say, this is different than the one that came out for the movie. It's supposed to have Tony Stark's head instead of the Iron Man helmet. I prefer Tony Stark's head compared to the Iron Man helmet, but that could be because of just license and whatnot. I'm not quite sure, but that's just my only guess. We get this side of the box with Tony Stark's description, I believe. I said that backwards. This is Thanos' side, and this is Iron Man's side. That's my bad. And on this side of the box should be Thanos' description, I think, somewhere. There it is. Somewhere around here. You get, like, I guess a little description of the whole set right here on top and everything. And yeah, this is a pretty big 2-pack here. I'm excited to get it open here. So let's take it open, take a look how they're packaged inside that plastic tray. Here's how they're packaged inside that plastic tray. So we got Iron Man on this side with all his heads, hands, and accessories, nanotech stuff. And on this side, we got Thanos with all his heads, his nano gauntlet, and his sword. So a pretty lot of stuff in this package. So without any further ado, we better get started. Alright, here we go. We got both figures out of the package. Now, of course, we got Iron Man on the left, and we got Thanos on the right. Of course, this is the Mark LXXXV Thanos, and this is, of course, Thanos from 2014, or also known as Avengers Endgame, when he was in the past and whatnot. But yeah, so with that, I think we're going to take a look at these one at a time, and we'll take a look at accessories, and we'll get some cool little poses and whatnot, and I'll show you their different head accessories. So brace yourself, this might be a long one. First up, we have Iron Man here. Forgive the lighting here. It's like half his mask is like shadowed and half it's like shine, which kind of looks cool. I don't know why. Anyway, moving on. So we have his helmet here. Of course, he comes with all his heads, but we get the gold plating and everything. We get his eyes, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's just basically the normal Iron Man head for the 85. Of course, got this figure back in 2019 when Wave 3 of the Avengers Endgame line. We got that cheekbone that kind of spreads backwards. I think we're back further. Of course, we get back into the helmet, and there's nothing too much on here. I will say, I don't know, this is new to me, or at least not at this given moment, because I've had these for almost a year almost. But the way they have the joints for the necks is a bit interesting, I found, which we'll take a look here in just a bit. Of course, we gotta look at the back. You get some line detailing here, but it's not painted. This is one thing. Most Iron Mans do not get a lot of paint work on their backs and whatnot. It's always just the front, which I guess kind of makes sense. This isn't like your most expensive figure, but it's kind of a premium product at the same time. It's not like a $10 figure, so I just wish we get a bit more painting. Maybe there's not that much painting on the back, but I always thought there's something on the back. But again, just like I said, you get that all these like little line details with the armor. Of course, we move down, we get his arms, which is gold, so that's one new thing. We get gold on this arms also. Of course, we got his hand accessories for his hands that can put the energy beam in, like so. Get that port right there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, we get his arc reactor. You can't forget about that right there. It's like it almost looks like a triangle, but at the same time, it doesn't quite go as like with like the edges of a triangle, especially with the bottom part. It's kind of like a mountain or whatnot. You go here, then there, then like you do like a straight across, then back slanted upwards, if that made sense. Of course, we get some more detailing of his armor right there, the ribs kind of. Moving down, we get some paintworks on the legs, a smidge of paintworks. You get some like silver, if not gold, detailing on right here on both sides of the legs. And then moving downwards, you get more of the armor right here, just his legs and whatnot. So yeah, overall a pretty good figure. I mean, again, what else can you really expect from an Iron Man figure? I may be biased because Iron Man is my favorite character, but I think given all the accessories you get with this guy, I think it's a really good figure because of that point. I'm sure it's been updated a bit from the 2019 version, which is in my box still. So yeah, that is a look at Iron Man. We'll take a look at articulation and accessories here in a bit, but first, let's look at Thanos. Okay, so here we have Thanos. Now, this is more of his, like, I guess, frown face. He gets 4 different heads here. One smiling, one's his helmet, and one is when he's dusting away. We get this really cool shoulder piece, which I feel like it looks a bit different than the one I got from the Build-A-Figure, because we had this as a Build-A-Figure also in 2019. That was the first wave of the Avengers Endgame, which I will bring that one down because it's on my shelf, but the Iron Man, it's in its box, and I just don't really want to go through the hassle of getting it out. But we'll take a look at Thanos here in a bit. Of course, we get his double-bladed sword. I would take it out, but it was a hassle to get that in his hand also. I will say, when I took it out, I guess I didn't take it out when I had this out last time. But it is a bit different than the sword we have with the Build-A-Figure, which I do like this because it stays in his hand a lot. It's like tighter than the Build-A-Figure one, so I do like that aspect. We'll take a look at that sword, double-bladed sword here in a little bit. Of course, we get his shoulder piece right here, but this one's broken off, so I kind of wish, I guess we do have a clean version from Infinity War / Endgame, I mean, but I don't know, I'll remember this when I take a look at the Build-A-Figure, but yeah, you got like one shoulder pad and the other's off. You can see his arms, all his muscles. And of course, we get his gauntlet on his little hand here, not the Infinity Gauntlet, but it's like his wrist gauntlets for his armor. And on this arm, we get the nano gauntlet. So this is when he's snapping, which again, we'll take a look at this in a little bit. But here's just the preview. Of course, the stones are gone because of Tony Stark. Then moving on down, you get more of his armor, I think, down on his legs, whatnot. So, yeah, it's a pretty big figure, and it's cost $60 when you first got it. It now goes for about 100, if not 80, if not more. So, yeah, I got this for Christmas, so I'm happy to have this in the collection. Get more of this gold armor back here. Moving downwards, just get more detailings and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a pretty bulky figure. I do like this 2-pack. It's, like I said, my favorite 2-pack, Marvel Legends line, and probably my favorite Marvel Legends item in general. So here we have both of my Thanos. This is the Build-A-Figure one on the left, and on the right here is the newer one. And then we got the double-bladed sword there, and this one, I'm not quite sure if you can tell, but that one is a bit different of a mold. You can see there that it doesn't have those corner pieces that I'll be talking about here later in the video if I haven't already talked about them now. So yeah, these may be the same figures. I don't know why. This one feels a bit thicker to me compared to this one. And I'm pretty sure they're the exact same mold, same parts they used since it was a Build-A-Figure at one point. I just don't know why. This one's always seemed like a bit thicker, and I always liked it, and I still can't figure out why, but it just could be me playing tricks in my own head. But yeah, that is a look at Thanos and everything. Let's now take a look at some of those accessories, starting with Thanos. So starting with the double-bladed sword here, I can confirm it is different than the Endgame Build-A-Figure, because I don't think these parts were on the original copy of it. This part was and this part was, but these like extra parts of the blade, like I said, though, that's sticking out here weren't on that, which I think it makes it a bit more screen accurate. But yeah, it's just your double-bladed sword. We've seen this basically before. One side just basically flipped the other, so pretty cool to get this piece. I'm happy we got another one of these, and I'm glad it's updated. And I'm also glad he can actually hold it, because the Build-A-Figure does not. So yeah, that is a look at the double-bladed sword. Next up, we have the nano gauntlet, and we got this with the Build-A-Figure Hulk, Professor Hulk, or Smart Hulk wave from the second Endgame wave. Wow, we're just referencing every Endgame wave here. My mistake. We did not get this in the Professor Hulk wave. We got this in the Iron Man from the wave 3. This came with the gauntlet. I knew the gauntlet came in a different pack. I just couldn't remember. But yeah, this actually came with Tony Stark, the Mark 85 from Avengers Endgame wave 3. So yeah, we've seen this before. I'm pretty sure it's the same. There may be just a different variation of the paint of the red, but besides that, I think it's the same thing, just the fist version. With all the stones. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Let's move on to our next accessory. Of course, I showed you this version already. It's the Thanos head. It's more of a frown face. He's going to battle. Just his bald head. Nothing too much to go. Get the ears sculpted on there. So yeah, just his head, nothing too fancy. I will say this, heads on Thanos have the hole. So Iron Man's has like a peg, which we'll take a look at here in just a moment, but he has a hole, so I actually prefer these a bit better. But yeah, that's one head. Head number 2 is his armor head, which we got this in the Build-A-Figure Thanos from wave 1. Just has his helmet on. I always found this head to look a little weird with him grinding his teeth. I actually don't like this head. I just don't like it. I don't like how it looks. I just think it looks a bit goofy and a bit odd at the same time. But like I said, we did get this before, so it's nothing really too new. You can kind of move those apart, but you're not really supposed to. It's the bottom of his helmet. It's probably sculpted on and glued on there. But get more of that gold aspect on the helmet and everything. So, yeah, we've seen this before. On the Build-A-Figure Thanos, so that's head 2. Head 3 is Thanos. He's smiling a bit, so he may be happy. I don't know what he's happy about, but I think there's a bit of a smile. It's basically the same head, just a different expression. So yeah, that's head 3. Finally, we got head 4, which is the Thanos head when he's dusting away. So, yeah, this one has a bit more sculpting and detail on here. You kind of get the dusting effect, which I think it kind of works. I mean, I'm never gonna display him with this head, but for those who do, especially if you do like photo, like you take photos of figures and like put in displays, that could look cool for the battle. But it's an interesting head. It's kind of an interesting concept, but it just looks a bit weird. But like I said, you do get to sculpt a head. It almost just feels like he just has a lot of bruises on his head. That's what it feels like. But yeah, of course, it's probably also a battle damage version of his head and everything. So yeah, the only difference is just the dusting effect. I think it's kind of the same expression, maybe not, but yeah. So that's a look of all Thanos accessories. Let's now take a look at Iron Man's accessories. One thing I forgot to show here is I promised I show it up close here. We got Thanos' hand accessory when he snaps his fingers. So you do get, trying to get a shot. You do get the stones missing from the gauntlet, so I think that's pretty cool. Of course, he's like snapping his fingers because he thinks the stones are in there, but yeah, I like this new accessory. You can kind of see his knuckles right there, and I'm trying to get the shot of his stones missing here. It's kind of not working here. There you go. I think you can kind of see it now. So yeah, pretty cool accessory here, and I'm happy that he comes with it. Okay, so at first we have his like energy shield that he was protecting Hawkeye with when Hulk was snapping his fingers. I find this like a pretty cool accessory. It's supposed to clip on his arm, but I found a different way. I think that looks a bit better. a bit more accurate in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think it looks a bit more accurate, which we'll take a look during the display portion of the video. But yeah, it's just basically just a translucent, almost bluish color, which kind of looks it's pretty blue there. I get some line detailing on here, but like I said, it's supposed to be the energy shield he used to protect Hawkeye and himself when Hulk snapped his fingers. So yeah, it's a pretty cool accessory to get. I kind of wish we got two, because I knew he had two in there. But I guess this, with all the other accessories, I understand why we didn't get two. And of course with Thanos, so that would have been a bunch of stuff. Bunch of big stuff. But yeah, that's accessory number one. Next up, we have his like little nanotech blades here. Got some little details on there. I think some gold, not silver, detailing on there. Maybe gold right there. You can kind of see in the light. Got two blades. I think these just kind of came out of his armor because, of course, he has the nanotech, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's mainly red and gold, I believe. Got this handlebar, which I was trying to figure out for the life of me where he was supposed to hold this, and I realized he had a gripping hand, which I didn't see until halfway through getting everything set up for the video. So that's mystery solved, which I'm glad. But yeah, that was kind of driving me crazy. This is where he would hold it though, right there. And yeah, it's just a cool little effect piece to get. I'm not quite sure if this came in a different set before, because I know we had the Iron Man and Iron Spider 2-pack from the 80th anniversary line. So I'm not quite sure if he came with this piece also, but if not, hey, it's a new piece. If so, you've all seen it before. I just haven't. And this does feel like it's warping a bit, so that's a bit unfortunate, but yeah. Let's look at the nanotech part of his armor or accessory. Let's now take a look at all those hands. So hands number one are the blast effect hands. These can port the blast effect inside the hole right here. You can do the same on this hand, which are actually wrong side here. There we go, much better. You got the little pegs that can peg in. So unlike Indiana Jones, they have the pegs, where Indiana Jones has the holes in the hands. I find their creative decision, they're kind of interesting. I mean, if it works, it works. I just wonder why they don't just stay with one thing. But anyway, it's all basically just painted red, you guys, all 5 fingers. We got the back of the hands. I don't think there's much detail, if any, on the back here, just mainly all red again. So yeah, there goes the hand. That's accessory hand number one. Hands number two are the fist here. Well, you know, I actually took the fist out. They actually came out a bit easy, so that's why. But it's a rare occasion. There must be a full moon tonight, because if y'all know me, if you've seen any of my videos with the Marvel Legends, I never take these out because I just found no use for them. I mean, they're just fist. I probably should for review's sake, but I don't. But yeah, just nothing too fancy. They're just fist, which is why I don't take them out. There's nothing too exciting about them. But yeah, that's accessory number 2 when it comes to the hands. Finally, we come down to the most exciting accessory, probably this whole pack here. One of the most exciting. We'll start with this one. This is the gripping hand that I was talking about. I guess I lost it when I was trying to get everything set up for this review. But I found it now. So this is how he's going to hold that nanotech portion of his weapons. So it's just a gripping hand. Nothing, again, too exciting. Just for him to grip stuff. Right there, you got the hole right there. So yeah, that's his one of his hands. But probably the most exciting part of this set is the nano gauntlet hand. At least in my opinion. This tiny little hand was almost worth it for me to get this set. I love this. I know it's kind of crazy, but I love that we can recreate the scene of him snapping his fingers. Of course, he's in the process of snapping there. Kind of see right there. So yeah, it's pretty cool there. Of course, you get the stones up all on the glove, like it was in the movie. Try to get this in shot. There you can see the Mind Stone, I believe, and you get all the other stones right across his hand. So, yeah, it's pretty cool little piece to come with this set. So, really happy. It's kind of hard to see those smaller stones, but you can just barely see them there without making it blurry. Try not to make it blurry, but yeah, you definitely see the Mind Stone. So yeah, it's a pretty nice little accessory. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, I was super happy. So yeah, pretty cool nano gauntlet hand accessory that he comes with. So I'm happy he does. It's a pretty cool piece. And if I ever displayed figures on the shelves, this is the hand I would have on this particular Mark 85 Iron Man. But we're not done. We still got 4 more things to look at. Up next are the power effect pieces. Nothing too fancy here. They're just like this rubber, this plastic here. You got the energy beam coming from the hand. You got the energy beam that's like making the hand. It's kind of like the Death Star when they power up and then they shoot off. But yeah, it's very rubbery. Probably will bend and probably warp here over time. But yeah, it's really soft plastic, and these would just peg into his hands. And you get 2 of those, so 1 for each hand, which is really nice. Go great if you're making like a little display area. But that's 2 of the accessories. And here we go. We got his 2 heads. So these are my first Robert Downey Jr. heads. It's really cool to have one of these. This is a clean version, so it's before he's all beaten up. We got his hair kind of flowing a bit. Pretty cool. We got his black hair. There may be some gray in there because he was older during this portion, but it may just all be black. Of course, we got his head sculpt right there. It's pretty cool. Get his goatee, and this is the part I was talking about. So they get necks, which all characters should get necks, but it's like the peg is in the neck, and you just pull it out, and you just peg it in there. So I thought that kind of cool. It looks, I don't know, it's a very interesting concept, but yeah. So that is one of his heads. Here's that Mark 85 helmet again. We'll just take a close look at it one more time. Of course, it also has the peg next portion. Of course, move it up and down, which there you go, can move a bit. But yeah, that's the Mark 85. And probably my most exciting piece here is when he's all scratched up. This is of course the head that you would put on when he snaps his fingers, and this is the head that also goes up with the nano gauntlet piece. I know, it's weird. These 2 pieces were the most highlight part of this set for me, I know. Anyway, so you get some bruises on there, which is really cool. I'm glad we get some scrapes and bruises on him, because of course it's kind of needed after his battle with Thanos and his army. It's essentially the same head, I believe. It's just painted on with some bruises. Just get the same goatee, the same facial expression, and the same hair style here. Just with some cuts and bruises. So yeah, overall a really cool set. That covers all the accessories finally. I don't know how many there were. But we're not done. Articulation, then display. Let's get going. Okay, so articulation. His head can go down this much and go up that much. You cannot tilt this side to side, but you can turn it 360 degrees. This will go for all 4 heads. So I'm not gonna show each head, but it should be able to go the same rotations for all 4 of them. The arm can go 360 degrees around, and this arm, watch this, I don't know if it's just my copy, maybe it's a bit loose, but when I try to do it 360 degrees like so, his arm pops out, which is what's a Build-A-Figure, so I would hope that's why there's a peg in, because I don't think most figures don't have that. Maybe they do, but anyway. This arm does not want to turn, so it just could be mine or maybe all of them, but for me, this arm does not go all the way around, but it should. You can bend his hand or arm like so. You can twist it like so. You can twist his hand in the little port right there. It gets kind of stuck. So this one, that arm piece here, the part of his armor, it kind of prevents him to turn it 360. You saw like I was able to, but it does get stuck a bit. You can take it out that much. We already know this arm can go out that much. You can bend his arm like so. Turn his arm. You can move this one at the joint since there's nothing blocking it. So this one does move up and down like so. And then you can, of course, twist it at the elbow there. He does not turn at the waist, but he does have an ab crunch, so he can go that far down and he can go that far up. So pretty decent motion there. His legs can go that far up and they can go that far back. And it would be the same for both legs. So that far up and then that far back. And then he can do the splits. And then he can also move his feet down a smidge like so. So you do get some motion there. It's like he's on his tippy toes. You can bend his leg down like so. And same with this arm, you can bend it like so. And then you can you twist at the leg? No, you cannot. So yeah, that I think does it for all his articulation. He has a pretty decent amount, which is really good. I'm not sure if the Build-A-Figure has the same one. It probably does. I'm sure it's basically just a recopy of the Build-A-Figure. But yeah, that is Thanos. Let's now move on to Iron Man. Okay, so with Tony Stark, we can move his head down that far down, can move that far back. He can twist side to side, turn it 360 degrees, and then you can move his arm up like so, 360 degrees for both of them. You can take it out like so, bend at the elbow, twist at the elbow, twist at the hand, and he has that joint where you can bend it back and forth. On this hand accessory, it's one with the blast effect, so you can't do that. It does stop at that part of the wrist, but you can't move it back that far. So I guess there is some limits there. Be same for this arm. Twist out the elbow, bend it like so, and you can go back that far. Pretty cool. Can twist out the waist. He can't really do the ab crunch. He can go back, but he doesn't really go forward that much. He can kind of go side to side. Then he can, of course, move at the leg like so. You can bend at the leg. You can bend at the foot, I think. And that kind of bend that far down, go that far up. So it just could be a bit stiff, but I'm not finding much foot motion there actually, the more I think about it. But you can move it side to side. So that's that. He can do splits. I'm not sure if I did that already. Of course, you can bend this leg like so. Of course, you can move that, or you can't remove it, but you can twist a foot like so. He doesn't have any motions to turn the legs. So yeah, of course, they can go up that far and go back that far for this leg. So that is all the articulation. We are almost done here. We still have to display, and I'll give my final thoughts. So let's get started. So here's pose number one. I kind of have it where he just now got the stones, and he's doing that big stretch he does when he gets the stones usually. That's what I have for Thanos. And for Iron Man, I have him with his blast effects. He's blasting Thanos. So that's, I guess, pose number one. Pose number two, he's using his double-bladed sword there, and then Iron Man using his nanotech weapon. I actually think it's kind of cool pose, kind of like clashing blades and whatnot. So yeah, it's pose number, I think, 2. This isn't really a pose, but I do want to show this part of the figure. So you can put a shield on like that, so it just kind of clips onto his hand. I think it's not that accurate. I could swear his hand's like up like this, like when he was doing it, like it came out of his gauntlet, but I could be wrong. But if this is right, then there you go, it's right. But if not, what I thought I'd do is, it does take a bit of work. That's not too sturdy, but you twist his fist like so, and you just put it into the clip portion of his shield, and if you can get it in there, like so, you should be able to get in there. I had it in earlier. Okay, so actually I did get it in there. It just took me off camera. So what I done, I just basically had his fist just hanging in by those 2 clips. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to do this, but that's what I've done to make it where it's like coming out of his hand, sort of. And I just think that's in my opinion, I think that's a bit more accurate like that. So like when he says Friday activate arm door protocol, this is like when he has the shield up, I believe. So it's very heavy, so it's like top heavy, like it won't really stand on its own, but you can maybe get it to work, but it won't work too well. But again, it's not supposed to be for his hand. I don't think it's supposed to be for his arm, but that's one thing I would do if you're able to pose him like this. And so pretty cool. You just need one more for the other hand. So yeah, that's, I guess, not really a pose, so we'll just keep moving on. We have now made to part of the movie where Thanos has a gauntlet, and does he have the stones? And he does not. So of course this is the gauntlet without the stones. I'm just displaying it on his own. You're probably wondering where Iron Man is. Well, there you go. That's the part of the review I have been looking forward to actually record the entire time. It is his I Am Iron Man scene. Of course, we got his nano gauntlet on with the stones. And yeah, really cool figure. I mean, I know it's just Iron Man. I'm probably overhyping this, but in my opinion, it's a wonderful 2-pack. You get all those accessories, and you get to recreate one of the most iconic moments in Marvel history. Maybe in all history of movies. Let's maybe move on to now the final thoughts. Alright, well there you go. That is my review of Marvel Legends, the Infinity Saga, Iron Man Mark LXXXV versus Thanos from Avengers Endgame. Another long title there. A wonderful 2-pack. Again, I could be biased, maybe hyping this up a bit, but I think it's a wonderful 2-pack. You get all those accessories. I actually just went and counted all the accessories. You get a total of 14 different items. Now, they are a lot of hands, of course, with Iron Man, but still, you get the blade, you get the double blade, you get the nano gauntlet portions, all like the different gloves variants. You get the shield piece, you get all those heads, you get 3 Iron Man heads, 4 Thanos heads. It's just a bunch of cool items you can display them with, and I think it makes this a wonderful 2-pack when it was $60. If you want this 2-pack this bad, I mean, I guess go ahead and pay the $100 price point. I don't know. It is a bit. Maybe it's on sale a bit more, but I know I saw it recently on Amazon. It was $100, and I'm not quite sure the going rate for eBay and all those different third-party sellers. But during the time when it was $60, this was a wonderful set in my opinion. You get a normal figure that would almost cost you $24. You can get this bigger figure, which almost costs probably $30, but probably more like $40. So that basically rounds out your money there when it used to be $60. So yeah, with that, I hope you all enjoyed this review. I have to go now edit this and figure out how long this is going to be. If it was a long review, thank you for sticking with me through this entire time. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the Marvel Legends, because it's been such a long time since I've done Marvel Legends, and I'm getting kind of back into action figure review. As you saw, I've been doing Indiana Jones, the Avengers series, and now we have this 2-pack. Not sure if I'll do any more Marvel Legends characters right now. I just kind of got, I guess, a bit bored with all the different ones I had, but this is a start. I started with a good 2-pack, and we're just going to see where this road takes me before college. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care. Now I get the pleasure of going back through and putting in the box, the plastic container, and putting the figures back in there, and putting all those accessories in there, because I chose to film the review portion first before I did the intro and the showing of what's in the plastic container. So yeah.